We're gonna call this meeting order. Will everybody please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Minutes.
Great. I have the May 15th town board minutes and the town clerk's May report.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills.
I have general bill 12669 through 12706 and 21710. Highway 21711 through 21725 and water bills 3375 to 3378.
Can I get a motion to pay the bills?
So move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Warren's not here, so we're gonna move into public comment. I have a few things. The Route 199 closure update. 199 will be closed for approximately 10 weeks, starting June 23rd, for work being performed near Schultz Hill and Chase Road. The detours are Route 82 and Writers Corners Road and Chase Road. Signs for the details will be going up. Copies of the detours are online and hard copies are on the back counter here at the town hall. We will receive updates on progress, which will be posted as they're received. The triathlon is this Sunday, June 22nd, with a start time of 8 a.m. The average finish has been around 11:30. I ask that everyone be patient with traffic and drive safely. The Dutchess County Office for the Aging will be hosting a senior picnic on July 16th at the Pine Plains High School, starting at 12 noon. Seniors, please come out and join us. Please RSVP to 845-486-2555. There's a limit of 300 reservations. There will also be a safe prescription drop or drug disposal. And I just want to say congratulations to the class of 2025 graduates. Janine?
Okay, so I want to say thank you to the beautification committee and the volunteers that helped place the new planters and transfer soil from the old barrels into the new planters. Thank you to Carl for taking the barrels and storing them. We had several volunteers, too many to name because I don't want to forget anybody. And then the follow-up thank you to the garden club for planting flowers.
Does anybody else on the board have anything for public comment? Open the floor for public comment. Go ahead. Just state your name. Okay.
I'm here to represent the beautification.
We have a line for you under departments.
But this is, I just
So-
like to, it's
Okay.
more of a request
Okay,
than an update on what we're doing.
okay.
The request is to the town board, the planning board, and the zoning board to consider addressing the unappealing dumpsters that are throughout our town. As far as I know, new builds that when you put it, if you're gonna have a dumpster, they have to be screened in, so they're not visible. We, as a committee, we are, asking, to. I really don't know how the laws work, but the new people that do the buildings have to have them screened in. So we're kind of requesting, maybe considering the existing dumpsters that are already throughout the town, having them also have to have their dumpsters screened and concealed, so they're not sticking out everywhere.
I think we might have something in there, but I think we just need to go to the code enforcement officer and have the code enforcement officer enforce it. Yeah, enforce it. So I will check our local law and I'll go over with Warren, and if that is the case, I will make sure that it goes.
I think Matt is correct. I think there is something in it and it needs to be enforced by the code enforcement officer.
I don't think it, cause it's unsightly, like it's also like if your lawn gets too far out and people start complaining, the town can mow it and add it to the tax roll. So there are, and they're like, you have more than one like unlicensed, like, or one car with no license plate in your
Yeah.
yard. So I think we have like those general, but it's a code enforcement, like, so I'll make sure it's there and then I'll follow up.
You'll follow up with that.
Yeah.
I know that one of the dumpsters has been, actually, somebody had talked to them. And it doesn't seem like anything's getting done. So that's why I am presenting it.
The next step would be they would get a fine, and that would come from the code enforcement.
They're not gonna wanna pay that many fines, you know?
Yes.
And then after one or two fines,
You know,
They start building up.
oh, Warren's here now, he might know for sure, yeah.
I would have to look at the E codes.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think we could.
you know, one of our missions is to clean up the town.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, and that would really make a difference.
Warren, we're gonna put you right on the hot spot since you just walked in.
So we have some unsightly dumpsters around, and we believe that that's in our law of like,
Don't remember.
okay, can you?
It might be,
Can
yeah.
you help us like look at some,
Unsightly in what manner?
there's garbage falling out, like,
Oh,
they're not painted, right? Or,
Yeah,
They're in the town, they're in the town area, they're in the site. Yeah, it's just,
it might be a violation of the property maintenance law.
Well, my
in
other,
their
there's,
state.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
So what I said was it might be a violation of the property maintenance law. That may be a way of enforcing it, so if you wanna send me pictures of it and tell me where it is, I'll
There's a couple.
get back.
Like, there's one right in a parking spot in the municipal parking where the bank is.
I know exactly where you're talking about, both of them. I know both of them where you're I know both where you're talking about. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
so yes, we'll get on that, we'll get
Thank
back
you.
to you.
Anybody else have any public comment? Okay. Warren, since you're here, we're gonna jump right back up to, okay, perfect. We're gonna dump
Don't put it on
into,
legal.
That's.
we're gonna jump into department reports. Carl, highway?
Jump right in with Hoffman Road, about the intersection with Dam Road, what is it, Hall Hill Road. We spoke to several different departments. I have the manual uniform traffic control devices company looking into seeing where we gotta place reduced speed limit signs and chevrons. And once they get back to me, we will go ahead and order them signs and place those signs. As far as Hoffman goes,
Now, do we speak to Dutchess County in regards to that?
we spoke to their engineer and whatnot.
Okay, and they said go this route? Perfect.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Roadside mowing has been started. And stopped because again, the Kubota is broken. I just shipped it over to Milliken to a welder to re-weld it. He says it'll take a couple weeks. We'll be back on track with that. I've also met with New Holland people to see if they'd be interested in a, not craze, but to go ahead and see what it would cost for a new tractor of the same and to take that one off of our hands. They're gonna get back to us with what they have. I just want to let you guys know that was something we're looking into.
What year is the Kubota?
The Kubota is a 2019. We spent $155,000.
Yeah. And then on top of that, we've spent probably $25,000 in repairs, 29 in repairs since we've had it.
11s or 11s.
Every time I turn around, there's something going
Yes.
with it.
What can you sell it?
Related to the thing that was broke 5 minutes ago.
What can we sell it for?
Your best bet would be trade in because it's such a specialty piece of apparatus.
Yeah.
So that's what he's waiting quotes for.
They're gonna get back to me. I just spoke with the gentleman today about it, and he's gonna get back to me, take some pictures. We're probably gonna end up getting another mower similar, but a different brand in a New Holland is what I'm hoping to get. You can't really use the mower like the state uses, because you can either have the side mower or the reach mower. which the reach mower, we can get the trees that are growing out over the limbs, over the embankments. The other ones, you can just do the side of the road, but you can't get up on an embankment or down an embankment. We have a lot of roadsides that have trees that encroach pretty quickly. And we just don't have the manpower to send people out with hedge trimmers and trim things back at that store.
Now, Carl, with the new mower, you are getting where you can remove the side mower from it, correct?
They either have one or the other,
They have one or the other. Okay,
one or the other. I was hoping to get a unit where you could have best of both worlds,
yeah,
but they no longer offer that trade.
okay,
So the lesser of the evil is basically the kind of same sort of setup we have now.
okay.
You
How
know,
many hours are on the 2019?
I don't have that information off the top of my head. That was one of the things that Robert took a picture of. Make sure he had that. Yeah, but we're gonna, like I said, we're getting the tank welded now. We're going to connect it a different way. We asked them the last time we did it, if they could put some rubber bushings or something to give it some rigidity, so it wasn't so rigid. And they didn't. And we ended up having the same leak in the same spot. So we're gonna go this route, try this. And in the meantime, that buys some time. We can still use the machine once it's fixed. Get through the season, see what our options are. From
Perfect.
there.
Yeah.
Trick road, did I tell you the trick road is ready? The oil and stone at the end of the season, we're gonna do that. Along with Hammertown. Woodward Hill. The site where we just had redone. It's got some erosion damage occurring on the inside, inlet.
Bridge.
We-
culvert.
The new
Yeah.
culvert
Yeah.
was, yeah,
There were upstream from it, there was a lot of beaver dams. That one way or another, there are no longer there, and after that, we noticed the erosion. I've kept measuring it for the last 2-3 weeks, we've lost 6 inches of the embankment since the initial loss. So it's slowed down even with the rain, so I'm thinking those beaver dams let loose and caused a mass flood. We're looking into getting some estimates to find out exactly what needs to be done as far as price. I did have one company give us an estimate, Russo, and it was a pretty high estimate. So I asked George Schmidt to give us a look-see and see what he felt we needed. And he sent me an email of what he felt was needed and how it should be fixed. And I sent that back to Russo and asked him to give it another look-see. And they give us another price. I have not heard back to them yet. I'll be hoping from another couple of people to give me some estimate time.
What did they give you for a price?
Their initial price was 25,000.
Yeah, we had that. It was in Colarusso, the company that did the culvert,
Work, yeah.
and there was no indication at the site that could possibly be a problem when they did that.
The way it was put, the stones they put there should have retained any of the water damage that would accrue, except the fact that if you go across the street of 199 in that direction, you'd see that there was some huge beaver dams that were there. And there was one behind the next, behind the next, behind the next. And you go there now, they're gone and they're scrapped done. So I don't know if artist one let loose and domino effect down, or somebody messed with them.
that's what I was just gonna ask you. Did it look like someone messed with them?
One way or another, it still lands on our door.
Yeah, yep, 100%.
So maybe with future culverts, we need to really check out the beaver situation before, you know, this,
If we were allowed to go on private property.
Yeah,
And we're not allowed to destroy, or you're not supposed to destroy beaver dams.
Either way, yeah.
so if you're aware of them and maybe they're gonna change the, you know, geography.
License to do that.
can you build something that would prevent this kind of erosion in the future? If you're aware that these beaver dams exist, it's just, we spent a lot of money on those culverts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame we didn't predict that maybe it could have been a
Some
problem.
things you can predict, and some things you can't.
I understand that.
Should we look into hiring somebody to trap the beavers if there is any?
That's not our property.
That's not, it's private property. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't happen, it happened because the beaver
It
dams
happened-
went away, not because the beaver
It
dams
happened
were there.
overnight, because we've been having lots of rain.
Yeah,
So when the guys were checking, and one week we were driving around, and I called the other truck and said, hey, how's it looking over there in Woodward? And they told me it's looking great, it's holding beautifully, it's doing its job. The next week, not even the next week, it was like 5 days later, I get a call on the radio, hey, you gotta get over here to Woodward Hill and take a look-see at this.
Just sounds a little fishy, but they just let loose.
Yeah.
I agree, but I have
Yeah,
no proof.
no, you're 100% right.
We speculate on that. I'm just trying to figure out how to prevent any more damage.
When those beaver dams do let loose.
There's a lot of power.
Yeah, there's a lot of water that's coming behind.
yeah, I know. I live on the Chicomico.
If not, Lebanon had that occur up in Columbia County, northern Columbia County. 2 years ago, I think up in Lake George just recently, this spring, that there was. A beaver dam that let loose and unfortunately did a lot of property damage as well. There's a tremendous volume of water that's released.
That was what, 3 weeks ago that we noticed that and started taking notes. And like I said, we've lost 6 inches.
And so from the memo from George, it sounds like it's really an emergency situation, so, but you're gonna get a price from somebody else?
We're gonna get a price from, right now I have 2 people on the hook to give me a price. And I'm hoping to be able to move quickly on it as soon as I get a fair price. And get it taken care of.
So that'll give you 3 bids, right? 3 estimates. Yeah, all right. Thank you, Carl.
Do we have to put that out to bid? Cause it's such a big.
It's emergency repair.
So.
Am I correct on that? Emergency repair, we do not have to send that out to, yeah, that's what I thought.
Thank you very much.
And can we agree to that, like by email, like if he finds a,
Emergency repair, you can accept the lowest bidder. You need to,
I just wanted to make sure that when we found it, we didn't have to wait for us.
thanks, Carl. Did everybody receive the building inspector's report?
Yeah.
The issue, this is for the month of May, he issued 6 permits. Total permits to date are 29. Order engineering,
Water consumption, has stabilized 57,000 gallons per day. That's still slightly elevated, but, that's pretty common this time of year, between May and September. But that being said, I'm still going out and conducting leak detection surveys, to see whether I'm able to find if there are any leaks, within the system. It is down from the previous month, substantially based on a leak that was repaired. Water meter maintenance, 2 meters were rebuilt. I had ordered and received new electronic meter heads to continue to replace the older units. Right now, we're replacing units that are approximately 16 to 18 years old. They're actually, from the manufacturer, Neptune indicates that their useful life is about 10 years. So we're definitely getting our money's worth. They're not cheap, as you saw the bill. They're very expensive units. 2 utility markouts were performed this past month. 6-month chlorine supply was delivered. There was a water leak that was actually dealt with on Poplar Avenue. The water leak was located between the curb shutoff and the residential house. Since it was located after the water shutoff, it's the owner's responsibility to repair that leak. They opted to replace the line in its entirety. So there's a new copper service line that goes straight to the house. So, and again, once that repair was done, our usage dropped by about 8 to 9,000 gallons per day. So pretty significant leak.
Wow,
Never came to the surface.
that's surprising amount of water.
Never-
See.
Yeah, so it was interesting because what prompted the locating it was the property owner noticing that there was a large sound coming from the service line, a screeching sound, which was the water leak. But they just recently had called me probably 3 weeks ago, but it was actually occurring for about 2 months.
Wow,
And it never came to the surface.
wow.
That's
Some great soil management.
testament to the permeability.
One service was activated to a residence on 199. They're currently doing a renovation on that house. And we will be conducting meter readings for the second quarter at the end of June, and both of them mailed out during the first week of July. On the engineering front, Warren was kind enough to pass on existing deed information for the town parcel for the new town hall. And I was able to obtain the existing mapping for the water service in that area, as well as the water main improvements that were conducted on 199 as well as North Main. Passed all that information on to the architects, so they have that for their basis of design and survey information. That is it.
Thank you, Ray. Did everybody receive the police department report? They had a total of 37 shifts scheduled and 41 recovered. Everybody received the animal control report. We did not receive a recreation report. CAC.
Right. So we are in the process of very seriously going after grant monies to conduct a natural resource inventory study. This past week, with the help of the supervisor's office and Kevin, we have finalized our ability to get into the state financial system, which is how we need to apply for grants. I've often also given this information to Janine to pass on to the grant company, what do we call them?
Choice words.
Choice words. So that we will all be able to use that. Several members of the CAC have gone to trainings, reached out to other people. We've been reading local natural resource inventories. We've been really doing everything we can to familiarize ourselves with this. We, as I've mentioned before, will want to engage Hudsonian, but it's clear that we will do a lot of the work. The more we talk to them and talk to other people, it's just clear that they will make sure it adheres to standards analysis. They'll ask us specific questions about mapping and how detailed you want the mapping. But our goal is to really have the best and most accurate information to give to everybody, especially planning and zoning. So you really have the most accurate information you can have and up to date and see what's really happening in these areas. We hope to have a draft of the proposal to give basically to the supervisor's office first by the middle part of next month. We probably will have a final plan maybe by the 3rd week. Then really it's the end of July that the training that we went through recommends that you submit your preliminary proposal, because they say there are often problems with SFS and you go back and forth and you think you've applied and you don't have the check off that you need. So we're gearing up to do all of that. We're also going to come and ask next month if there are members of other of the entities of our government here, but probably most importantly the planning board, if the town board would sort of politely ask if they would be part of this, because it would really be nice to have their input as we develop this and basically execute it. So we make sure we're getting the kind of information that really help them. And we're also going to do, again, in preliminary and with fingers crossed that we'll get this grant. We want to check out with other members of the community what they consider the most important natural resources here. There are some ones, probably everybody loves a lake, right? But there are really so many natural resources in this town. We're going to examine just within the town borders. So it's going to be very specific and localized. But I've had people go on about riding bikes and seeing the forest and who owns the forest and how we take care of them. All of those kinds of things I think create a quality of life that's really important to the people in this town. And we're going to focus our natural resource inventory mostly on the waterways, all of the waterways. Water is becoming a lot after just hearing like water going underground, all the things that are challenging about water, to get the best information that we can. We are very interested in the lakes and their quality and the quality of water, what's coming into those lakes. What is milfoil and should we be worried about it? Should we care about it? All of those kinds of things. We are really interested in maintaining open farmland, and do we have the kinds of rules and regulations that would allow us to do that and support farmers in our community are so important. And the variety of other activities that can connect to farming and really see them all as natural resources that we want to maintain in the town. And there really is the possibility of major development in the Durst area. When we did the natural, we did a habitat study, I think about 12 years ago now. Durst would not let them do the study, send in the scientists on their land. I don't know if that will still be the case. Even if it is the case, it's good to see what the borders are and really be able to identify the quality of land, what's happening there, just to get ready for all of those things. So that you'll be seeing all of that next month. We spent a lot of work on that, a lot of training. And we sort of know, I think, at a good level of detail what's been happening around us. We're either the last or the second to last town in Dutchess County to do an NRI. So that's sort of good for us because you can see what other people have done, see what they don't like about what they got back from the folks who come in. And so we're very interested in getting this going, but it will really come to a head next month. So I will work with the supervisors. I'll start getting you what you need, starting out to figure out the SFS piece and make this as painless for all of us as possible. But we're also, we could get up to $50,000 from what's called the Hudson Valley. I always get this wrong. I'm sorry about this. So it's the Hudson River Estuary Program of the state's Department of Environmental Conservation. So that's where the funding is coming from.
Cool.
Offer any answers to questions I really can't anticipate.
You think of anything?
Thank you.
Thank you for pursuing the SFS reinstatement. That's a
Yeah.
very important piece of the
It's-
puzzle.
it's
Thank
huge.
you.
It's huge, thank you.
Beautification.
As Jenny had mentioned earlier, that whole planting project came together before Memorial Day, and also thanking the Garden Club for planting the flowers. We would like to purchase 2 more garbage cans that would match the ones that are by the bank, to possibly place them on the other side of the park next to where the old library was.
On the other side of the sign.
Yeah,
Like
there's
where
like,
that
there's
sign
that
area
kind
that-
of, concrete sidewalk that doesn't go anywhere. It
Yeah.
just sits there.
Right there.
It's very weird.
So, but it would be a convenience.
Yeah.
Because it's already concrete.
Have we had any Carl, have we had any problems with anybody throwing household garbage in them or nothing that you're aware of?
Not yet.
Okay.
From what Richard said, he finds maybe half a bag of garbage in every 2 days.
Okay. I make that motion to allow them to purchase them.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
The other thing that, we have been looking into is that kiosk, it's right, but same spot. Does everyone know what I'm talking
The
about?
bulletin
Yeah,
board?
bulletin board.
Yeah.
It would be great to have that painted.
I agree with that.
To have that painted, and then we would like to utilize it as a bulletin board, come up with some kind of creativity where we could put different pamphlets in there. For the different organizations in town, make it useful if we have it there.
I saw someone in there the other day actually hanging something up. I don't know what they were hanging, but there is stuff in it, I thought.
Who has
No?
access to it?
Everyone, because it's
Everyone.
the, it used to
Yeah.
be glass enclosed,
Yeah.
but now, but it's
No,
not.
it's not.
Not anymore.
So now it's just like an open bulletin
Yeah,
board.
it's
and-
not appealing,
What would it take to fix it?
Just
Just
power
paint.
pressure washing and painting.
painted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about the glass?
The glass is gone.
Yeah, the glass is gone.
That's what I'm saying. What would it take to fix it?
I don't think there should be glass.
Yeah, but anybody, I think that any
Yeah.
in the community should be able to walk up and like.
Yeah, that's right.
Like if I'm doing my Lions Club golf tournament, like that's
Right.
a boom, like I,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
So that has,
The middle section might have a glass enclosure still,
that has doors on it, correct?
yeah.
But with no glass. Right.
Oh, maybe.
Carl, do you remember?
Use that class in it.
So it
It
does,
doesn't anymore.
but the doors are still there. So why don't we remove the doors,
Yeah.
paint it and leave it open? It'd
Yeah.
probably dress it up even more, getting rid of the doors.
Yeah.
Right,
maybe get some kind of plastic holders that we could put pamphlets in or something, you know?
Yeah.
Cause the Historical Society has pamphlets, I'm trying to think the other, there's
About
other.
rain though.
Well,
It has
There's an overhanging roof.
And you
for
can
it,
get
yeah.
ones with covers on, it, so you just lift it up and take the.
and it does have a roof,
Yeah.
a little roof.
Let's paint it first and then we'll worry about, and then let's worry about the plastic
I just
ones.
forgot
What-
the paint right now,
But-
but.
When we paint it, let's take the doors off and leave them off. I just think it'll look 10 times better, especially if you don't have glass in them right now.
Your guy's too busy to try to paint that right now, right?
He's moving like crazy.
Yeah, I figured that.
So I think that we could probably get a couple volunteers to paint.
Okay, yeah, then that's fine. We can buy the paint.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I make a motion.
We
buy
probably
the
even
paint.
have paint.
Okay, we'll
There
supply the
could be,
paint.
there could be paint down on the other side. Yeah,
I think there is
Yeah.
some in that garage.
yeah. So we probably even have all that stuff. So yes.
Take a look
Yeah.
and see what we have.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you. The other project that, is the, on 199, the 2 signs coming in for welcome to Pine Plains. There's been some people that have gone volunteered and, cleaned that up.
Yep.
You know, so they're a little more presentable, so.
Nice.
Like weeding around them, like, or,
I believe.
Weed it inside and,
Okay, yeah.
and,
The railroad.
Carl's
Look at the railroad side.
Carl's gonna get rid of those and
Yeah.
the weed whacking is done on the one across from Doreen Gardner's house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it weed whacked already?
Yep,
Yeah.
I just saw it. Thank you.
Nothing else.
It wasn't.
Nothing else.
Might have been the state.
I don't know, did.
Uh,
But just to clean, you know, that's our sign,
weed
welcome to
whacker
Pine Plains,
theory.
we want it to look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Old business, Janine, ADU.
So there is the accessory dwelling unit grant that Pine Plains is a part of and is administered by Hudson River Housing. They are holding their orientation meeting for the municipalities that are involved on June 30th, and I am attending. So that's great news. It's moving slowly, but it's moving. And I have a couple of people that have already reached out to me. I kind of send them updates, but there are also updates about the ADU program on the website. And if people are interested or more people are interested, you could go to the Hudson River Housing website. There's a brief sort of interest, form that people should fill out. It's not required, but this way Hudson River Housing will have some sort of indication of how many people in each of the municipalities that are participating in the grant are interested. So, and if anybody needs help with that, feel free to reach out to me. I'll help. I'm excited about this moving forward.
Jean, you wanna give an update on choice words?
Brian and I have had Zoom meetings with Choice Words, a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 Zoom meetings, and, right now we're in the process of them presenting to us what grants they might think are available to us based on some of our priorities. You know, some of our priorities are town hall, sidewalks, waterfront, playground, all of these types of things. So we're in the process of just sort of, search for which grants are gonna fit for us. The fact that Gail initiated the whole SFS thing is really great. We have to,
Also, they touched on a point system that the state works off of. So we asked them out of their professional opinion, because they've done it before, which grants we should go for to get us more points for further moving along, to get us for these bigger grants, which they're working on that now as well. Okay,
One, I will business before we move on, this just a random, it's for Warren mainly.
Go ahead.
When we did the baseball movie down at the baseball field, did we put in a law for a permit? Like, for the movie?
I don't think we did.
Cause there's like something being filmed now, but you know what I mean? Like, just did not miss out, and the
Correct.
police were down there, doing traffic, I believe, today.
Correct.
So, something that we might wanna look into. We do have a cute little town, people might wanna film it. But we did, I know we talked about it when, the rally, when the rally caps came in, but I wasn't sure if that was just because it was on
I mean, I could easily
our
do.
property or not.
Sure, we don't have.
I think that's what I was asking you.
Yeah, because I passed by the filming, I was wondering if we're getting any money.
That's exactly what I was thinking, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, we don't get money, but that's an easy way that the town should be, because the town police were down there
Yeah,
today,
I'll
like,
look into
traffic,
it.
like.
I seem to remember
I
that.
think we did too, so.
I don't necessarily know that
Yes,
we talked about it.
We
I
may
don't
not-
necessarily, we put anything into effect in regards to, I know we talked about
the
it.
film company had some sort of contract with the police, though.
The film,
Yeah,
over there.
They're paying.
They pay the police. yeah,
Okay.
that
but they're
always-
paying us,
Right,
they're paying the town
but-
right,
for the
but we
police,
want-
yes,
yeah.
And we want insurance.
yes.
That's what the backup is,
Mhm.
insurance, right?
Yeah, I'll, if we don't have one, I'll send you one that I've done before that we could easily adopt.
Thank you.
Seems to be a very popular spot these days for filming.
Yeah, we just got a request in Northeast for,
Yeah.
filming too, so.
Yeah.
Well, this crew was down in Quitting Corners past me like the last 2 weeks, and now they're up there.
Yeah, they're at the tower in the backyard, yeah. Town hall update, new town hall, the Bell is working on the draft sketch based off the department workshop. Meetings that they had with them, and then Ray's gonna look at the AIA document, the G612-2017.
That
A
one.
and B,
Huh?
A and B, the two parts.
A and B.
Yeah.
So he has that. So that's the only update on the new town hall right now. So they are working on the sketch stuff. I gotta get that document back to them when Ray finishes up with that, and then we'll share. Yes,
In a fillable form or anything, maybe?
no, it wasn't in a fillable form.
So at what point will there be input from the rest of the town board and
Once-
community?
Once they gotta put something on paper, so they based it off of what the department heads gave them, their working space. So they're gonna put a draft on a piece of paper, just a floor plan,
Okay.
and that's when everybody else has to get involved. But we need something on paper to look at, cause we're just shooting right now from our hip. We need to
Yeah.
look at something to say, no, you need to change this. No, we'd like this. We'd like that. We have nothing right
Yeah.
now.
People are coming to me and saying, well, I think this should be part of the town hall, and I think this should be part, so I think that people,
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
gonna-
wanna have a voice.
It's gonna be a
Yeah, we're
full
gonna- I want
community,
people to- I think
absolutely.
We made that clear that
Yes.
people will have a voice when we get to
Absolutely.
that.
When we
stage.
have something.
But right now, we have nothing on
Yeah.
paper, so we have nothing to look at.
Okay.
So we need
So
something to
imagine you
look
just
at.
just go ahead.
Yeah.
Rainbow unicorn coming out. That's hysterical.
We also have to accommodate the size space that we have and the size building, and that's what they're gonna present to us with that. So, we have to deal with the deputy supervisor thing. Yes, I do remember that. It just wasn't on there. The vote for the deputy supervisor thing that was put off. So do you want to just touch base on this again?
Interim supervisor.
We had the public hearing last month. And this is, there was some,
I wasn't here. I was.
You weren't here. The town has had a deputy supervisor, for many years. We don't seem to have a provision or code about it, but it's governed under section 42 of the town laws. It's, I'm sorry, line 42 of the town law. I haven't put it in place. Yeah, it's 42 of the town law. The law, the state law is written, provides that the deputy supervisor can or cannot be in the discretion of the supervisor who appoints the deputy supervisor, a member of the town board, or a member of the public. And we had discussed that for various reasons. At least the majority of the town board felt that it would be better for continuity if the deputy supervisor had to step in to have a member of the town board be deputy supervisor, rather than somebody who's been attending meetings and is not intimately involved with the town. And it also raises issues about attendance at executive sessions. The deputy supervisor can't necessarily attend executive sessions, but if it was a town board member, it could. So I drafted a law which and there are some issues as to whether if we change 42 of the town law in the town, that would be subject to a referendum, which we're trying to avoid. So what I did was created a new position. What did I call it? Temporary. Interim.
First thing we did was get rid of the office of deputy.
So
supervisor.
the law would get rid of that office and then incorporate the new office, which is essentially exactly the same as the deputy supervisor, except for one caveat that we put in there that it has to be a member of the town board. So that's what we had discussed. We had a public hearing on it. Did we close the public hearing?
Yes,
We did.
Yeah.
yes.
And there was no negative comment, and so we didn't have a full board last time. So it's really up to you just to vote on whether to adopt the law or not.
So I make a motion that we adopt the law.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Supervisor Walsh,
Nay.
Councilman Ambrose,
Nay.
Councilwoman Cisco,
Aye.
Councilman Walsh,
Aye.
Councilman Zick.
Aye.
Okay, so it does pass, and you'll file it with the Department of State.
New business, I need a motion to approve Jenna Court to the library board.
So move.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody else have any other new business?
Nope.
No need for an executive session?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I want to stay longer.